Hunting on land, Spinosaurus is also forced into direct competition with any large predators living in the same environment. And here, that can only mean one animal. Dinosaurs. Contests over carcasses are common. But outcomes of such fights are far from guaranteed. Risk of injury for big animals is acute. Modern Komodo dragons are often killed in fights over carcasses. More than 3 meters longer, Spinosaurus has size and power on its side. Dinosaurs has the more lethal bite. This time, the Spinosaurus triumphed. But the balance of power between these two deadly killers is a precarious one. In 2008, a Spinosaurus vertebra was recovered. Part of the tall neural spine of the bone was broken off. It appeared to have been bitten in half. It's been suggested that the bite was inflicted by Dinosaurs. Spinosaurus was the last and the largest of the fish-eating dinosaurs. But ultimately, these specialists were doomed. Something way beyond their control caused their downfall. 94 million years ago, the climate changed. Global sea levels began to rise. The swamps and rivers that Spinosaurus thrived in gradually were lost. With their loss, Spinosaurus's specialism became a vulnerability. And the biggest predator ever known to have walked the earth disappeared. The fossils of Microraptor reveal something else. This was a feathered dinosaur, but these feathers aren't for keeping warm or for show. Their structure is plainly visible from the fossils. They are very long, veined, and most importantly, their shape creates a perfect aerodynamic surface. And they aren't confined to its forearms. Its legs, too, had long feathers. These feathers are designed for one thing only: flight. Microraptor is a four-winged dinosaur that took to the skies. But in these Chinese forests, Microraptor isn't the only flying monster. Sinornithosaurus, closely related and larger. More than capable of stealing prey. but it has larger prey in mind. Microraptor is now the hunted. Both can fly. But this isn't powered flight, it's gliding. Recent research has revealed how Microraptor flew. It didn't have the muscles for powered flight, so instead it made the most of its 4 wings. By holding its rear legs back and to the sides, it was able to become an incredibly efficient glider, moving through the forest in a series of long, looping glides. Having longer flight feathers on both its arms and legs, Microraptor is by far the better glider. But with no ability to gain height, the only way is down. And once on the ground, the long feathers turn from an advantage into weakness. Microraptor is barely able to walk, much less run. Sinornithosaurus has no such problem. On the forest floor, the tables are turned. With feathers that allow it to blend in with the forest, Sinornithosaurus can move unseen through the treetops. And Sinornithosaurus is a hunter with a potent secret weapon. In 2011, a study of the eyes of this creature revealed that it was a predator perfectly capable of hunting equally during day and night. And a study of its teeth in 2009 showed something that definitely sets it apart from birds, something far more deadly. The greatest danger is not simply being outnumbered. We have found that Sinornithosaurus teeth have unusual and distinctive grooves along their length. They resemble those of the venomous Gila monster, the grooves of its teeth used to deliver venom into its victim. The team even identified what they thought was the location of the venom sac in the fossil. It appeared Sinornithosaurus could kill with poison. This is a far more deadly predator than anyone ever imagined. A carcass will attract every big predator for miles around. A male Majungasaurus attracted to the feast. It is more than capable of challenging for the carcass. Majungasaurus has short arms and can't grasp. Like tyrannosaurs, it's all about the bite. The shape of Majungasaurus' skull and teeth suggests a very different biting style to the flesh-tearing dinosaurs. With a broad, short and muscular skull, it was a dino better adapted to biting and gripping rather than slashing its prey. This fight is about more than just winning the feeding rights to a carcass. When the bite marks on the mauled Majungasaurus remains were studied more closely, the marks on the bones were found to match the only large carnivore in the region. There is no bigger killer in these lands than Majungasaurus. This is the first irrefutable evidence of dinosaur cannibalism. It might seem shocking, but it's a behavior that clearly shows the most successful killers will exploit any situation to their maximum advantage. This vast herd of Centrosaurus are on the move. From their nesting sites on coastal lowlands to the east, unwittingly, they're moving towards almost certain death. Seasonal monsoons drives the Centrosaurs inland, away from coastal flooding. It's what the Dysplatosaurus have been waiting for. Herding behavior protects the many, but at the expense of the few. And things are about to get worse for the centrosaurs. With a flooded river ahead and the Displatosaurus behind, the stage is now set for a massacre. But despite the rich pickings, it's not the Displatosaurus that are responsible for the scale of the slaughter. There's an even more deadly killer at work here. Severe monsoon rains have transformed shallow rivers into lethal torrents. Killer is the weather itself. More than 15 meters long and weighing about 45 tons, this is the most powerful marine reptile ever discovered. Twice as big as most Jurassic Ocean predators. This is Predator X, an animal that must go down in history as one of the ocean's most deadly hunters. And its prey, like Chimerosaurus, that are in its sights. Skull analysis of giant killers like Predator X suggests that they hunted their prey by smell, channeling water through special internal nostrils, allowing them to silently hone in on their target. By analyzing their anatomy, we've calculated that Predator X could move up to 5 meters per second, fractionally faster than a Chimerosaurus. The Chimerosaur's only defense is to head for the refuge of shallow water. This time, Predator X's size works against him. Unable to hunt efficiently in shallow water means that the Chimerosaurus can use this as a refuge. But first impressions can be deceptive. This isn't the parent. This is a Scorpio venata, a predator. The skeleton found at the nest site was almost certainly a nest raider, preying on the hatchlings. The hatchling's real parent and the owner of the enormous vertebra is Dinosaurs, a plant-eating giant that dwarfs everything around it. From the bones that were found, we've calculated that Dinosaurs was a colossal 35 meters long and weighed as much as 75 tons. When born, the hatchlings themselves weigh a paltry 5 kilograms and need to fend for themselves immediately. From studying the embryos and looking at the bones of the adults, we know that the growth of these giants was phenomenal. Over 40 years, they grow from 5 kilograms to an astonishing 75,000 kilograms. At their peak, it's been calculated they grow up to 40 kilograms every day. The dinosaur embryos are so well preserved, we can see they already have their teeth in preparation for a lifetime of eating. But becoming a giant takes more than simply turning tons of food into muscle. It's about the success and survival of a species over millions of years. One way to increase the chances of survival is by having lots of offspring. And the best way to do that is by laying eggs. Lots of them. The nest site in Patagonia stretches for an astonishing 15 kilometers and contains tens of thousands of eggs. And the site was used continuously for hundreds of thousands of years. On its own, even it is not a match for a fully grown Dinosaurus. But this giant killer is not alone. For years, it was thought that an adult Dinosaurus would be too big for any predator to tackle. But in 2006, a new discovery suddenly made even the biggest dinosaurs a lot more vulnerable. As they dug into the Argentinian dirt, they didn't just find one predator buried here. The skeletons of at least 7 Mapusaurus of different ages and sizes were found together. It suggested that this was a group. A giant killer that appears to hunt in gangs. And more than capable of taking on the very biggest dinosaurs. Not even a fully grown Dinosaurus is safe from this group. The The best defense is their sheer size. Mapusaurus's teeth are perfectly designed like blades to slice off chunks of flesh. With prey so large, a single bite isn't always fatal. It appears Mapusaurus could just snack, feeding from its victim without actually killing it. The victim surviving to provide more food at a later date. But even in a group, these giant killers are never far away from danger. Attacking an animal more than 10 times your weight carries grave risks. These are dangerous places to be at the bottom of the food chain. Unable to run, Nothronicus relies on brute strength. Tyrannosaurs are predators that will eat anything, even one of their own, whether they've killed it or not. And a discovery found in Montana of a number of meat-eating dinosaurs appeared to show that being such an unfussy eater could have dramatic consequences. It seems scavenging can hold hidden dangers. This tyrannosaur wasn't killed by Nothronicus. There's a more deadly killer at work here. All the predator's bones were found alongside the edge of an ancient stagnant lake. And all of them died at the same time. Similar mass killings have been found today among birds, and the killer, a fast-acting, naturally occurring deadly disease, botulism. Botulism is caused by bacteria that can thrive in rotting carcasses. We think that the dinosaurs, too, might have been victims of this lethal and invisible killer. Once a carcass is poisoned, it is quickly passed on to any animal that eats it, with lethal results. But plant eaters like Nothronicus are usually safe from such deadly killers. By completely changing its diet, Nothronicus shows the extraordinary adaptability of the group known as the theropod dinosaurs. A time when both egg and the brooding parent are permanently at risk. smaller oviraptors are no more than a nuisance. Larger predators are a different story. Unwilling to leave the nest, the adult protects its offspring, first by hiding, and if that fails, it goes on the offensive. Protecting the nest means Gigantoraptor's young are more likely to survive. It now seems clear that the instinct to nurture and care for a nest of eggs had its origins with the dinosaurs. It's a behavior that was so successful it's still widespread today with birds. But the fossils show something else. These animals all died sitting on their nests. It seems that the threats don't always come from predators. Sometimes the real danger comes from the most unlikely places. These dinosaurs were all buried alive. Spinosaurus is a predator, but one that hunts in water. It's Ichthyophagus, a fish eater. This is Onchopristis, an 8-meter-long giant sawfish, similar to those alive today. The saw-like rostrum is lined with lethal barbs and is in itself up to 2.5 meters in length. It's thought they migrated into freshwater rivers to breed, where the young may be safer, but the adults are exposed to new threats. With their breeding season at its height, these rivers are filled with Onchopristis. It's the perfect hunting opportunity for Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus's conical teeth evolved to grip prey rather than tear off flesh. For that, it needs powerful arms and claws. With prey plentiful, Spinosaurus can afford to be wasteful, a fact which other dinosaurs take full advantage of. Rugops, an 8-meter carnivore. Anywhere else it might dominate. But here it is dwarfed by Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is unique, with long, narrow jaws and nostrils set high on its head. Its teeth were straight and conical. They gave us a clue as to how it killed. More evidence came in 2008, when Spinosaurus' skull was put through a CT scanner. It revealed a curious pattern of holes and sinuses in the snout that looked just like those of crocodiles. It's thought these contain pressure sensors. Sensors that, like a crocodile, can detect prey, making it perfectly adapted to hunting in water. This discovery gives us our best evidence of exactly how it hunted. Able to hold its snout in the water because of its high nostrils, it can strike without even seeing its prey.